Hello everybody, and welcome back to Flosstube 14 with World on Stream by Dara. Dara is me, and this channel is all about cross-stitch and my cross-stitch designs. I apologize in advance if there is an awful fan-sounding noise in the background. I just got a freeze dryer, and it is very loud, and my husband's playing games in the office room. So I can't exactly film him there right now because he's being loud playing games. So we are stuck with the freeze dryer. I'm going to try and edit it out. Again, I'm sorry if I can't edit it out in my audio editing. So, wow, it has been a little over a month since my last Flosstube. I intended to post this last weekend, but it just got too crazy. We've had a lot going on. I feel like I say that every time, but honestly, we just do a lot of stuff because we like doing stuff. So a lot has been going on, but I will give kind of life updates and what we've been up to at the very end, and we can start into cross-stitch now because I know that's what you're all here for. So, exciting announcement. My Ice and Fire Stitch Along Part 1 officially launched. I'll put a picture of it here. It's part 1. I've got a collection of amazing people stitching it, and they're all posting their finishes. I can't believe so many people finished part 1 so fast. But they're all posting their finishes on Instagram and Facebook. I've got a Facebook group for any and all cross-stitching, so if you want to join, the link is in the description. It's a great community. We're pretty small right now, so there's not a lot of chatter, but it is really, really fun to see everyone's progress on everything, including my own designs. That's really gratifying. I've been designing for a while, and this is the first time that I've really seen people, share the stitched stuff up, the stuff that they've stitched. They've posted it and shared it, so it's been super exciting to see people working on the SAL, and I am busy with part 2, getting it ready, because it releases, I believe, June 12th. Yeah, so that's coming up here soon too. I'm super excited. It's super fun. It's going to be great. So, yeah, if you haven't checked out my stitch along, I will also put the link for that in the description. I did want to give a shout out to my test stitchers because last video I totally freaking spaced out. My Flower Froggy pattern it is now released. Looks like this. They're super cute. Was test stitched by the lovely Sharon. Thank you, Sharon. It looks lovely. I am so happy with it. Allergies. But you can get that pattern in my shop. It's adorable. It's a super quick, easy spring, summer, cute little stitch. So definitely check that one out. And then the other one I wanted to share and shout out is the Jasmine Teapot, which just released, I believe, last week. Maybe this weekend. I think it was Saturday or something. It just released. It is number 3 in the Terrific Teapots collection. And I want to say thank you to Renee for test stitching this for me. She's a lovely woman I met in the Pacific Northwest Stitchers group. She's done an amazing amount of test stitching for me. I love it so much. So thank you for test stitching my Jasmine Teapot. Again, it's now available in my shop. The pattern is. So yeah, you can check that out as well. And finally, I wanted to say thank you to my lovely mother, Dana, for test stitching my Earth Day collaboration pattern for the Stitchers Collective Earth Day Collab bundle, which I will put a picture of that here as well. The bundle, unfortunately, has passed, so you cannot get the bundle anymore, but the pattern, if you want patterns from any of the designers in the bundle, I know they're allowed to sell it in their shops now, so if there's maybe 1 or 2 that you wanted, but you didn't want to get the whole bundle, I know mine is available in my shop now, and everyone else's should be available in their shop as well. Speaking of the Earth Day collaboration, we've raised over $13,000 for charity. We listed out, I think, 4 different charities for people to donate to, and then upon proof of receipt to those charities, we sent them the bundle of 31 different patterns from 31 different designers. And I cannot believe we had over like 530 donations and over $13,000 raised, which is pretty incredible. So if you bought the bundle, thank you so much. We are so excited and pleased with how that collaboration turned out. Super fun. For that being our very first charity bundle, I'm like, it's amazing what community can do, you guys. It's really cool. So I'm really thankful for the community. And yeah, if you're interested in getting my Earth Day pattern, again, it is in my shop. Okay, so I've got 3 new starts this time. I went on a bit of a starting spree, and I might have spent over $100 on floss for only one of these patterns. That's a lot of floss. So yeah, let's get into that and see what kind of mayhem I got myself into. So my first start was a gift from my mother over Easter, the pattern was, and it is the Stardew Valley alphabet. I do not remember who the designer is, but I'll put a picture of what the finalized pattern is supposed to look like here. And this is my start on it. I've got the very first corner, a little bit of the tree, and this little winter berry right here. I forgot what it's called in the game, but it's really cute. I'm doing this on a 25 count. It was just a random scrap of even weave that my mom had given me. So I honestly couldn't tell you what color it is, but it's like a beige casual color. Nothing special. But yeah, I'm doing 1/1 on 25 count, and it is very fun. It is like a very strong mixture of a full coverage and like jumping around, counting cross stitch. There's a lot of both in there. So I'm having fun with it. It's a cute little pattern. It has over 100 different flosses. Like, you can see how packed my bag is of floss. Literally, like, this bag is just floss. And this is in, like, extra large project bag that my parents gave me for Christmas. So, it's got over, like, 104 colors or something, which is absolutely obnoxious. So this isn't a great portable project, but it is fun to have at home. So I have been enjoying that one. Some of me and the Stitchy designer people, we play Stardew Valley every weekend together, which has been really fun. And kind of inspired me to start that pattern. So, yay. My other start is another stitch along, because you know I can't resist those stitch alongs. This one, the stitch along is almost done, so I'm like not even gonna try to catch up with it. But it is the Of Dragons and Apples stitch along by Quaternion Creations. I think that's how you say it. And I have a little bit of a start on this one. I had a movie night with a friend, did all of this part down here, realized it was all totally off and had to rip it out. So I have not had a great start with this one. I assure you it's in the right place now, but I was a little scarred after having to rip all of that work out. So yeah, this is my progress so far. This is just the very first square in the pattern. This pattern is really, really intriguing because it only has 3 colors. And the called fors are a DMC 310, a bright red, I think it's 606, and then like a dark gray. But I saw in her model that she was using a variegated thread, which should be in here, yeah. She's using DMC 4513, which is a very, very pretty red, white, and gray variegated floss. And I wanted mine to look just like hers. So I ordered that because I couldn't find it at my local Michael's. And yeah, it's gorgeous. I absolutely love what the variegated thread is doing to it. I cannot wait to keep stitching this. Each little section has a story. She does that with like each of her patterns, which is really cool, and I'm honestly tempted to buy more of them because I love the whole like story goes with the pattern idea, and I've been really inspired to do something like that myself. So yeah, I'm just doing this on a 22 count white Aida just because I wanted the contrast to be really good. So that is my progress on the Of Dragons and Apples stitch along. My third start is where things started to get a little out of line. Yeah, so this is the project that I spent over $100 in supplies on, and the fabric was only $6. So if you can imagine how much money I spent on just the floss, there was a lot of specialty floss though, I will say. It's not just like single color nothingness. It was a lot of money. I'm still rethinking my decisions, but it is coming out gorgeous. The pattern that this is called Holiday Dragons, and it is done by Make It Pink. I don't remember the original artist, but she got the artist permission to turn it into a cross-stitch pattern. And her patterns, I did not realize how insane they were. Like, I kind of got an idea just looking at one of the finished pieces, but holy cow. I should have noticed with like the 84 colors, 9 blends, and 8 beads in the description, but I guess I just wasn't paying enough attention. So this is crazy. It's like full of partial stitches, beading, metallic threads. So let me show you. I am doing this on a 28 count even weave Monaco deal, and I've just got the very start of the dragon's tail here. It's gorgeous. The threads are absolutely like shiny and incredible, and I love them. So this is going to be a super fun project. Again, my entire project bag is filled with floss. I don't know why I keep doing this to myself and getting projects that have like over 100 colors, 80 plus colors, but it has like 84 DMC flosses. It's got a good like 10 to 12 satin and etchwile threads, and then it's got a whole bag full of Krynic metallic braids. I've like heard of Krynic before, but I'd never used them. I've used DMC metallic threads, or like light effects, I think is what they're called, but not a fan. I am a fan of Krynic braids. They still fray, they're still metallic threads, but I find that they don't twist as awfully as the DMC, so they're actually bearable to work with. And I'm kind of obsessed with sparkly things right now, so I'm like totally okay using this. I'll definitely put up a close-up of what the dragon's tail looks like, because it's just gorgeous. So, oh yeah, and then I also had to get a whole bag full of Mill Hill beads for this pattern. I've done beading before in the Satsuma Street little ornament kits, but I haven't used beads this tiny before, and honestly the embellishments I think are just going to make it look gorgeous. So I would have loved to do more on this pattern so far, but I'm still missing a few rolls of the Krynic that 123 Stitch didn't carry. So I'm going to have to make a stop to Acorns and Threads here in the next week or two to be able to get the Krynic braid that I need to be able to keep going. So hopefully I can make some more progress on it, because I really, really do love this pattern. It's gorgeous. There's tons of shading. The half stitches, or not half stitches, there's a bajillion quarter stitches and they're kicking my butt. But it's pretty fun. I really enjoy the challenge. I feel like this is another, like, cross stitch is a challenge in and of itself, of like following the pattern, and then there's full coverage, which is a whole nother challenge of managing your threads and making sure everything lines up You can goof a little more with full coverages, I feel like, but, you know, I mean, if you're a person like me who does not fix their mistakes in full coverage, you can goof around a little more. But something like this is like, every stitch has to be where it is, or it's not going to look good. Every half stitch makes the curve perfectly simultaneous and embellishes it perfectly. So not only with the specialty thread, but with just the complexity of the pattern, I am enjoying it. It's a fun challenge. So yeah, those are my 3 starts for the past month. I actually started them all like last week, so I haven't had, ages to work on them. But I do have 2 whips to share, and that is the allergies. Farming Magic Stitch Along by Flossy Fox Shop. And I appear to not have a needle on this project. Oh, I do. It's just hiding. Alright. So, I think last time I had finished part 2, and I was just starting to work on part 3. And I started working on part 3, which was... okay, this is better. Which was this little well down here, and then it goes over into this whole garden section, which is adorable, don't get me wrong, but she came out with part 5. She's released part 4 and 5, which is all over here, and I haven't done it yet. She releases part 5, which is the most freaking cute cross-stitch barn that I've ever seen in my whole life, and I'm like, I need to stitch that right now. So, I just jumped over to part 5, and I started the barn. It's a lot of red, and I'm kind of sick of red right now, because I've been working on my Ice and Fire Stitch Along, and parts 1 and 2 are all orange and red, and so I'm like a little burnt out on red right now, not gonna lie, but I still had to get part of this done because it is so cute. Barn's adorable. I'll show you also here what the finished piece should look like, or at least the stitch along so far. So super cute. Definitely got some good stitchy time in on that one. I'm doing it on 18 count opalescent Ada. And then my prized whip that I'm so excited about getting a ton of progress on is my Hobbit full coverage. Look at all this fabric. It's absolutely ridiculous. But I am now on to page 2, which is super exciting. So I believe last time I showed this, I had worked through a bunch of the blue here and not done much of up here. So I cranked, guys, and I just went all the way across here and over and to the other page and basically filling in the whole top full coverage shading area. So that's been super fun. I still have some confetti over here to fill in, but a lot of the same colors over here that are missing are over here. So I'm kind of like picking one color, finishing it, and like doing it over here at the same time, and slowly finishing page 1 too, because I get really annoyed when you have to take out a whole long piece of thread, do 2 stitches, and then you're done. Like, that really makes me angry. So I'm like, I'm making it work. I'm definitely a cross-country full coverager. Definitely no thread parking. I absolutely despise thread parking. It just makes me sad and stressed out. So we're not doing that. We're cross-countrying the heck out of this thing, and I love it, and it's turning out super pretty. It's really, really neat to see it more than just the first page, because that's all I've seen of this pattern so far. And I'm really excited seeing it turn into something else. So I will also give a close-up of this one, because it's cool. So yeah, those are my whips. Upcoming plans and exciting things happening. As I mentioned before, the Ice and Fire Stitch Along Part 2 is coming out June 12th. So mark your calendars, be ready because it's adorable. I still need to finish the model stitch, but I'm really close, so that's probably going to be a next week problem for me. But yeah, it's really cute. I'm super happy watching everyone stitch it up. I'm so glad you guys love it too. Yeah. Super fun. Another announcement that I haven't quite talked a ton about yet is the Spirit World digital zine. And this is a project that a group of us within the Stitchers Collective are putting together. But we're not selling it under the Stitchers Collective. We've kind of made our own group called Stitchy Goodness. And we are just a group of multiple designers putting together digital themed magazines full of cross-stitch patterns. And the first zine or magazine theme is Spirit World. There's no kind of set what that means. It's we've got 11 designers contributing to this one, and it is their interpretations of that prompt. So there are some gorgeous designs from multiple different designers that you all know and love. We'll be announcing some more information here soon in the next few weeks, so keep your eyes peeled on social media. And it will officially release June 17th for you to purchase. It will be a digital booklet style thing with a bunch of different patterns relating to the theme, and you won't want to miss out because it's a limited run and there's going to be some really cool patterns in there. The last kind of little plan, or I guess it's not a plan because it's already done. I have a notion in the upcoming Starlight Stitchery cross-stitch box, and it is the Pirates box. I cannot talk about what it is. Alright, but I will definitely be sure next month to show and tell what is in the box, and unfortunately they're all sold out, but after the kind of period of everyone getting the boxes and whatnot, I will be able to sell the notion in my shop later. So, just a fun little plug that I am in their box, and to watch out for it, because it's really fun. And that is the end of the cross-stitch portion of the video. If that's all you came here for, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Otherwise, I figured I would just talk a little bit about life before I kind of close out. I know you guys all enjoy hearing about my beehive, so I was able to check on my beehives twice already, and one of them survived, the other one died. It's pretty normal to lose a hive, 1 or 2 hives per year, just because, and especially because I didn't treat them for any diseases before winter, so unfortunately they passed. But I have one hive that is very, very healthy, doing fantastic. I think I'm going to be able to get a really good harvest from them this year, so that's exciting. I love my bees. It's always super fun to check on them and see how they're doing. It is also full-on food preservation season now that summer is here. Like I mentioned in the beginning, I got a freeze dryer, and I'm so excited about it because I love canning and dehydrating, but there was always kind of like a line, like you can't can certain foods for safety reasons, and I haven't ventured into rebel canning yet, so I wanted something that would make things shelf stable for longer than canned foods and have more nutrients, and freeze drying is like the perfect option for that. So I've wanted a freeze dryer for years, and we finally were able to purchase one now that my husband has a job and we've been making more income. So that was one of the big ticket items that we wanted to get right off the bat, was a few bigger purchases for our hobbies. So yeah, if you can still hear it in the back, that is the freeze dryer drying a batch of lentils. It's like a lentils bush mix. I got it from Costco. It's delicious. And the boxes technically were really, really old. I'm not going to say how old, but they still tasted fine and were great. So I freeze dried them, which gives them much more shelf life because it takes all the water out of them. Anyway, I've been having tons of fun preserving my own food. We've done a ton of berries, we've done some soups, we've done eggs and hashes, and we're just having a blast experimenting and trying out different kinds of food. We've done our fair share of candy as well. Freeze-drying candy is really exciting. I've had to take loads of it to my coworkers because we just can't eat all that candy. But it's fun to find out what works and what doesn't. So we're having a good time with that. Definitely have to say that the Skittles and marshmallows are definitely the best things freeze-dried. They get all crunchy and poofy, and it's great. I'm super into like natural remedies and healthy eating and whatnot, so I was able to freeze dry my own raw beef liver powder, which is super exciting. I take a lot of liver powder as a supplement, and there was a liver at the farm from one of the cows that they butchered. If you don't know, my husband's family owns a farm, and they raise cattle for beef on it, and so we have we butcher a cow every few months to feed the family out there, and we get a little bit of it too. And so there was a liver left over from one of the last cows, so I was able to take that home because they didn't really have plans for it, and I chopped it up and freeze-dried it, and I have beautiful raw liver powder, and I make my own beef liver capsules, and that is one of the things that I was most excited about doing with my freeze dryer, believe it or not. So yeah, that's super great. My husband's car also died, so that's kind of a fun emergency that we're trying to figure out. We're in the midst of insurance claims and whatever, so that's been a little stressful, but not the end of the world. We have a great budgeting system that, helps keep us on top of stuff like that, called YNAB. If you're interested in more budgeting stuff, I'm always happy to talk about it because it has saved our financial butts. We've been using it since before we got married, and it's literally just been a lifesaver. Especially for situations like this. What happened was he drove through a puddle. We'd been having 90-degree weather and had a freak thunderstorm all of a sudden, and he drove through a puddle, and the car's intake sucked up the water and basically killed the engine. He is pretty mechanical, gearhead, so he suspects that a piston is crooked or one of the heads is bent. I think that's right. So we're just trying to go through all the ropes of insurance for them to believe us and get it inspected and whatnot, and get some money because we really need 2 cars if we're both working full time. So we've got a rental for now, and it lasts for a certain amount of time, but we'll see. So yeah, so that is the exciting stuff in my life. Thank you all for watching. I will definitely share more of my canning, freeze drying, and preserving adventures in the next episode too, as I'm sure I will have lots more to share. And hopefully I can do a lot more stitching. It's finally cooled down a bit, and it's actually comfortable to stitch. It hasn't been super comfortable because it's been 90, almost 100 in our area, so that has not been pleasant, especially because we have an AC only in one room, and that's the office, and it's not very comfortable to stitch in the office. I can do it, but it's not the peak of relaxation. And especially with the freeze dryer in our house that pumps out a lot of heat, it's that on top of a really warm day is we're dying. So we might get another AC, we might not, but either way, I hope that I'll be able to stitch a lot more in the coming weeks, especially with the Stitch Along Part 2 coming out, and the model stitch that I need to finish for it. So, anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful stitchy next few weeks. I always love and appreciate the comments that you post. I always read them, and they always make me smile. even if I forget to reply to them, which I'm just now realizing I forgot to reply to all the comments from my last video. So I will definitely go do that while this video is uploading. But yeah, have a great few weeks, and I will see you next time. Bye!